We're here in Chattanooga at the Tennessee Aquarium, and naturally you think about sea life. But don't forget about the insects. They're creating quite a buzz here. And we have Rose Segbers, who is the Tennessee Aquarium entomologist, with us to talk to us about pollinators and in particular butterflies. Welcome, Rose.
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Great. Tell us about how we can utilize wonderful plants such as you've got like these in our gardens to attract pollinators like butterflies to our yards.
Oh, for sure. So we have got, this is Ixora. I believe the common name is West Indian jasmine here. This is obviously a tropical plant, but it's a really good example of a plant that a butterfly would normally really love to encounter in the wild because it has a nice place for it to kind of sit down and put its put its legs down. They have kind of taste buds on the bottom of those legs so they can actually sense whether or not something tastes good or not.
Interesting.
And what that'll do is that'll inspire them to open up their proboscis, which is kind of a drinking straw mouth, and they'll be able to suck out any nectar they might encounter in there. So really what is important with these plants are bright colors, bright blooms, of course, and a nice place for them to sit and get a drink. I actually have a butterfly, if you don't mind. See if we can grab him out here. We've got a backup just in case.
Hey, little guy.
And we'll just
Okay, so
pop
does
him on.
scent matter? Or is it mainly just color and
So-
bloom?
They may stick around, they might not. They may look for something else. So scent is important. Like something that's very fragrant will attract other pollinators to the garden, which is always good. But for butterflies in particular, mostly what they're looking for is bright colors. They can see a little bit better than a lot of insects can, and they would prefer to see something that's kind of bright and showy that'll draw a lot of attention to itself.
So hence the reds, oranges, those kinds of things that you want to look for.
Yes, you want to look for something very, very bright and a little bit on the showy side, definitely.
Okay, so you've got a wide variety of butterflies here, obviously. But in our yards, we're probably going to narrow that down to just a few different kinds of butterflies. So it's the same rule for all of them?
So this is a general rule that works pretty much very well for everybody. Like every plant, you want something that gives them a nice place to sit down, like a coneflower or something shaped a little bit like a daisy, something they can grab onto like a viney plant like porterweed, and really anything that would be brightly colored, and especially something that is native, because a lot of these species have over the years learned to recognize that the native plants are the ones they want. The native plants are the good ones for them to lay their eggs on. The native plants are the good ones for them to get nectar. They're better at recognizing those than, say, a species from somewhere else.
Got it. Okay, so you've got a bird of paradise here that is humongous. And they obviously love that because they're flying all around that. And you've also got which I think is kind of interesting, a trailing cucumber vine. So anything again that they can just latch on, because I don't think about this as an attractor for butterflies, but it is.
Yeah, it is. Oh, sorry.
And this is something that anybody can grow. A trailing cucumber vine is everywhere. But again, it's the flowers. It's not really the greenery.
Yes, very much. It's very much you want to plant something with a lot of blooms. And the nice part about the cucumber vine is we have a couple of species in Tennessee that are attracted to pollen, and they'll actually eat pollen, and that cucumber vine gives them pollen instead of just nectar. I believe our Gulf fritillaries, which are very common in like the fall, will take a pollen load as well. So yeah.
Okay, and then tell us, Rose, what we can do in our own gardens as far as in addition to flowers. You were saying a compost bin is absolutely fantastic for butterflies. I never think about that.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect it, but speaking of an example, this is our most popular butterfly here in the aquarium. Would you like to try holding
Sure.
it? Here we go. This is a blue morpho.
Oh, he doesn't like me.
Sometimes they're just ready to go. But the cool part about this guy, maybe, is that this butterfly in the wild, you wouldn't find him on like a bloom or anything like that. This butterfly you would find on the ground looking for rotting bananas and that sort of thing. That's what he's going to want to eat in the wild. And we have a couple of native species in Tennessee that do the exact same thing. They're going to be attracted to rotting apples, rotting bananas, any rotting oranges. So if you have a little that are starting to turn and are getting a little to the point where you wouldn't want to eat them and you would normally compost them, really one of the best things you can do is just put them in your garden, in the air, where a butterfly can see them and they will be attracted to them, and several other pollinators will as well.
So even if you don't have a compost pile, you just lay them on the ground in your garden?
Absolutely. It might seem a little gross, a little counterintuitive, but butterflies love it and they get a lot of good food from that for sure.
Okay, so when you put that on my hand, it felt sticky. Okay, so is that the part on their feet where they're deciding if they like to want to stay there or not?
A little bit, yeah. That's the part that allows them to really grab on and hold. That's the part that allows them to stay on like the porterweed we've got over here, the cucumber vine. And that'll also let them sense whether or not something would be good for them to eat.
Got it. Can I try to hold one again? And where do you put them? I mean, if they fly on you in your garden, I mean, some people swat them away, but you just let them land on you?
You can just let them land on you. And speaking of extra snacks, this guy is trying to drink the sweat from my hand right now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, butterflies will eat just about anything, and they do need protein and salt and other nutrients.
I love it. So,
he's gonna try it with you.
oh, hello. Hello. Oh, that's pretty cool. So if they land on you, just let them sit there and they'll just move on?
Yep, they'll usually move on eventually. They don't tend to stick around very long. Yeah, that's meant to be showy in order to be attractive to other butterflies they might want to socialize with. And they also have a fail-safe if they don't want to attract predators. They have this big eye spot that is right here that will alert any predator and kind of confuse them and make them think that maybe this is a larger bird instead of a butterfly.
So do you need water in your garden for butterflies, or are they going to get it from the plants?
So for the most part, butterflies will get the water from the plants, but bees and several other pollinators do appreciate having a little water feature in order to get a drink. And a lot of butterflies still enjoy humidity, as you can see from this room. So yes, having a water feature in your garden will attract them as well, just because they're going for the humidity, and a lot of the plants they like will normally grow along stream beds.
Got it. So Rose, this butterfly exhibit here at the aquarium, is this a permanent exhibit here at the aquarium that anybody can come and see?
Yep, it sure is a permanent exhibit. This butterfly exhibit has been running, save a short shutdown for COVID, consistently for, I want to say, over 15 years. And we intend to keep going for the long haul, definitely.
So it's year round, so it doesn't really matter. So don't worry about your hair.
No.
Just come on in here and enjoy. And you just, what's the humidity level that you keep it?
We tend to keep it about 80% humidity. Most people don't last very long in this room, obviously, but it is beautiful. It is lovely in here, and we're always happy to have people, and we're always happy to have people coming back over and over again.
And is there a peak time of the day when the butterflies are fluttering the most?
Really early mornings right after opening is the best time, and they tend to be a little bit more social, a little bit more active on days days when there aren't a ton of guests in here, so weekdays are always good times to see it. And bright sunny days are also really wonderful because butterflies don't really understand that they're inside and protected from the rain. So they'll actually start hiding when it gets cloudy, and the room turns into kind of a scavenger hunt when that happens. You can find the butterflies underneath leaves and on the underside of branches.
How fascinating. You've got a fun job.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Thank you so much for introducing me to my new little best friend. We'll call him Butter.
I love that.
And I really appreciate the information that you've shared with our viewers for enhancing their own gardens with butterflies.
You are very welcome.
Thanks so much. If you like gardening, you'll want to subscribe to our channel. Home gardening tips, tips from growers, and lots of plants. Until next time.